That's hilarious. I was just noticing that on the dark theme, they don't have anything for the Starship Combat tab, which is a special Starfinder one. So it's just got the standard blue one.
There's a tag.
Yeah, Starship Combat.
There's a thing for that.
A little rocket ship over on the top right of the sidebar.
Starship Combat Tracker.
So the button's blue,
yeah,
because the dark theme is based on core RPG, not any of the particular systems.
Oh, and there's no
Starfinder. Yeah, Starfinder system rule set adds the Starship Combat Tracker. So that's why.
So we get a special icon.
Yep.
Awesome. All right, so we're streaming and I'm recording. So does anybody want to give us a rundown what happened last time? Because because I know Philip was asking me yesterday, but I think I was playing video games and I really wasn't paying attention.
Well, I did a whole lot of driving. We drove the mountain range
spider goats
the last time. Spider goats. Yeah, we found some spider goats. That was at the radioactive stuff. If you're looking at the map, that's the big O. We also found a pit, and we found a column of rock that was probably dug straight out of the pit. The pit was like you could put the one in the other and they would fit like a puzzle.
It's the pits.
Now, my question as Brian is, do I think at some point it would be worthwhile to go back and further examine the spire or the pit? Do I think we pretty much got everything, or do I feel that maybe we might have missed some stuff?
Sorry.
Ooh, alarms.
Yep, it's off.
Who's attacking? Sorry. We shall kill them.
Yep, yes, that's right.
Would it be
interlopers
a benefit to like go back to the sinkhole?
I mean, do I feel we missed anything? We kind of left there kind of quick after we fought the vines, I think.
Yeah, or whatever you pretty much got all the information out of it that you could possibly get.
Okay, so there wasn't like a hidden tunnel or something that led into like some kind of...
It was like...
Nothing that you saw.
Yeah. All right, I think we were headed home for the end of the month.
Yes, because it's the 29th of Serenith. So I don't know if that was morning or evening, or was it morning?
I think it was morning. I think we traveled. I think on the previous one we traveled one activity point, and then we had one activity point to get into this hex.
All right, so how far can we go on this day?
I think we can explore these two hexes.
What, the one you're in and the one to the right?
Correct. I think we can recon those today. We've got 5 more points. It takes basically, it's going to take us 2 more points to recon and leave this hex, a point to enter, a point to recon, and then we have 1 more point. We can get to the edge, and then the next day we can basically just zip across the lake and be back to our settlement. Nothing special on the river, gents. And ladies.
Lady, yeah. It's now the 30th. Oops. Delete event. Is now the next day, the 30th of Serenith, the end of the month.
Payday!
Yeah. So someone needs to get back up. Can you guys get back to the settlement in one day? So 1, 2, 3, 4.
If we already spent 1 AP to get to the edge of this hex,
yes,
then it's 1 to get in, 2 for the next hex, 2 for the next hex, and we're basically there the next day.
So you guys are rolling up to this settlement.
It would be the money of the first.
Yeah.
The morning of the first.
So morning of the 1st of Erastus. It is time to do your charter turn. Okay. Let's open this.
Anyone remember how to do that?
No.
No.
Let's open it up using the map. Writing a charter. Step 1. I already did that. Okay. Charter projects.
Upkeep phase. We haven't done step 1. We got to do upkeep phase.
Okay. Step 1.
Resource collection.
Okay. So rolling your settlement die.
D6
okay.
plus a D4.
Hold on. My wife needs me. Probably because she needs help.
Okay.
I'm coming. Michael is on his way.
Michael inbound. 10-4.
Mike, never mute one.
Yeah, he never mutes. It's too much work to mute.
That's right.
Really.
I've been using push to talk, and I seem to have a sticky control key. So feel free to let me know if I'm still coming through.
10-4.
What do we want to do with our projects today, this month?
What do you mean?
I mean, we can claim a hex. Not sure which one we want to claim. Maybe a water one and set up another resource unit.
Yeah, we can.
I'm back.
Well, it's like a water dam thing.
Yeah.
All right. So resource collection. How many resource dies?
We get 1d6 and 1d4.
What's the 1d4 for?
The forest.
Okay. So is this in our charter thing?
It is under the running a charter.
No. I'm looking at it because I actually opened up the notes.
In the notes, I have a note called Sanctuary. It has our details.
I just opened that. So you get the settlement die and you get the resource die.
Yep.
Okay, so you roll your 1d6 and roll your 1d4. Nice. Not so nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's half. I mean, what are you going to do?
All right, so we got 7 resource units. So there we go. Oh, you added a line.
I hit enter.
Downtime activities.
Well, we already did our week
Yes,
phase.
you did.
So that's done.
Okay, pay upkeep. Your settlement requires supplies and funding. Number of resources equal to your charter size. Okay.
Which is 2, so drop that to 5.
Yeah. It's 2. Settlement size 2 and decrease to no unrest. Okay. Adjust unrest if you're okay. If your charter is unrest, you don't have any fucking unrest. Okay.
We don't, and I don't think we've done anything. We did use all of our resource units the last time. We had just enough.
Indeed. Okay, now we get to go to projects phase. Choose up to 2 projects, one of which can be an advanced project.
I think I don't want to speak for everybody, but I think claiming a water hex and putting a resource in it is probably our best bet. That'll cost us 2 resource units.
The hell is
I'm
that?
okay with this. What?
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
You want to see that on the map?
Oh, someone's making a size bubble. Double click. That would be Kyle. He's marking the hex that we're going to claim.
Do you want that one or the one to the north of it?
I don't know that it really matters.
Okay, I need to open up the image now. Resource node. Oh, I don't need to open it because apparently I already have one here.
You should be able to just copy the one from the forest.
Working on it. Yep. There's 2 different ones on there.
Gotcha.
There we go. All right, so how many things does that take? Build a resource nodes costs 1 resource unit, and claim a hex requires 1 resource unit.
Yeah, 2 of these.
Leaves us with 3 resource units for this month.
Which you can, if you can, definitely
we can bank those.
Use those or keep them. I have to do events now, right? Every turn there's a chance to charge when you have an event.
Check for an event.
Okay, there's like a thing I have to do for that.
Yeah, I don't have that data.
I do.
That's probably part of the AP.
Yes, it's a part of the table here, I believe. Event table. Here we go. An 11. A Natural Calamity.
Oh, good.
Did you guys see that?
We saw the dice roll. We did not see the results.
Okay, apparently there's a Natural Calamity. A flood, earthquake, or other natural disaster strikes a large portion of the charter. If the technology is less than the target TN, what's TN?
Target number?
What is your technology level?
1.
What's the target number? Okay, somebody roll 1d8 because I have no idea.
What did they call it? Environmental calamity?
It's Natural Calamity.
Natural, thank you.
Oh, shit. So you guys increase unrest by 8. 7, I'm sorry. So unrest is 7. There is a flood, earthquake, or other natural disaster. So apparently there was flooding from the water.
Someone screwed up our resource building.
Or they just had a lot of rain and it...
Yeah, and the lake flooded.
Yeah, or the river flooded or something flooded. So your unrest
Why
is now
are we building
7.
A water feature? We've got plenty of water right now.
Yeah, people are pretty pissed. But hey, shit happens, right? Right.
Yeah, we just got to deal with it. Now we'll have to know how to reduce unrest.
Yep, that's for next month. And you guys get your how many UPBs did I say you guys get a month?
What were we getting? 500?
No. I will look for that one. Okay.
I think it was like 500.
300.
I think
300.
300. All right.
Oh.
Transport comes in, drops off more colonists, drops off your paycheck. And do you want to order anything special for next month's transport?
Yeah, probably, but can't think of it.
Well, they pick up the. They
get the load of flowers.
No, the flowers are your botanist guy is taking care of that.
Oh, okay.
So don't you worry about that. Your settlement size goes up by 1 because of your wonderful claimed hex. Oh, right. So I think that's actually good. Did you want to go ahead and do your charter activity stuff here this turn now? Yes, okay. So I believe you can do things to reduce unrest.
Yeah, I believe there's some downtime activities we can use.
Downtime activities.
Who wants to do the week
Assuage.
Assuage.
Assuage. That sounds stupid.
There it is.
How about, why couldn't they just call it reduce unrest or handle
Well,
unrest?
it's a because this is more efficient.
Yeah, because I guess it means like somebody wanted more letters on their thing. All right, so if you do assuage unrest, you will spend a week traveling throughout your charter, talking to people and dealing with their problems, or holding a festival or party to boost morale. Spend resources units equal to your charter size divided by 5, minimum 1. And that would reduce the unrest by 1d4. For each additional resource unit you spend, you can reduce your charter's unrest score by an additional uno.
So we spend 1 resource unit, we get 1, and 1 person can do this. I mean,
Fairbanks will do it. He's pretty good at
he's a party,
talking to people.
He knows how to do the robot dance.
He's more good at organizing other people to do the robot dance, but he's always find somebody who will be entertaining.
Okay.
And I'll take care of the administration.
Wonderful.
So you're going
Fairbanks,
to perform, you're going to do administrative duties?
Yep.
T4. Come on.
Beautiful.
Big money.
Beautiful. Do we want to reduce it any more?
I should get to for 1. Yeah. I don't know.
How many resource units do you have left?
Add something like my diplomacy roll to
Okay, so nothing happens until our unrest is above 10. Is 10 or higher. So if we just take off these 3 and then worry about it next month, we should be okay at this point. I don't think we need to spend any extra resource units this month.
Unless something bad happens.
Unless something bad happens, and then we'll just spend resource points to fix that.
Fair.
The point being, we're not going to have anything. So when you are above 10, there's a 50% chance that the charter will lose one of its claimed hexes.
Ooh.
Above 20, again, you start dealing with anarchy. The people won't work for you.
jerks.
So we're still 6 points away from potentially losing claimed hexes. So I think we're good for this month.
What kindly and with love and care that like a brother would have to another.
Yeah, everybody gets the same thing. 0. Get back to work.
It's gonna put the lotion on its skin. Okay, so okay.
Trying to think if there's anything I want to create.
Yeah, because so Fairbanks is gonna be handling unrest. Orthus, you're handling the duties.
Yep.
And Katya and Kyle and Brian, what are you guys doing this charter time?
I don't know.
You're just gonna chill? Okay.
I mean, what are the options again for things I can do?
Shoot, man, I don't know. It's in the notes, isn't it? Yeah,
you can carouse.
Downtime activities, yeah.
You can literally just chill and do nothing. That's also an option.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fair.
Let me link it. Here you go. Downtime activity right there. Tells you what you can
Where'd
do.
you find that?
I found it in the notes section under HEXPLORATION and the bottom.
Oh, no, HEXPLORATION. Okay.
Yeah, I made beautiful notes.
Yep.
Okay.
It's so beautiful, but I can't read the text on the downtime thing because
that's not me. That's totally them.
Oh yeah, blame them.
Always.
You can analyze a sample. You could build a shelter. You can carouse. You can convalescence. You can coordinate, crack technology, drill, entertain, explore futures, etc.
Well, if anyone has any items they would like me to engineer, I would be more than willing to work on that.
My personal favorite is lounge.
But there's nothing I'm going to make. I wonder, can more than one of us assuage unrest?
I am not going to let anybody else do that.
I don't see why we would want to. It'd still cost the resource point.
Yeah, but the resource point would be a D4 instead of just a flat 1.
I don't know. Can multiple
I don't
people
know.
do the same one? I mean, I guess multiple people can do the lounge activity. So you know what? If multiple people can do the lounge activity, I don't know why multiple people cannot do the assuage.
Well,
There
maybe.
you go.
Do we want to spend resource units on bolstering a trait?
That's always something. Like your technology level?
Yeah, we could push our technology level up, or our magic, or culture. I mean, we could push any of them up. It's going to cost resource units equal to the trait's current value. So, like, Accord and Magic could be boosted for no resource points. If someone just wants to do that,
it's a minimum 1.
Does it say minimum 1? Oh, it does say minimum 1. So at least 1 point. I mean, it's an option. We have 2 resource units left.
Well, 2 people can do it, but Kyle wants somebody to make him infusion.
Oh, certainly. I mean, what was the level? And that might be our magic friend. Orthus is probably going to have a
Orthus is he's doing activities.
Oh, the magic people are doing activities already for the week.
Orthus.
1 more level and I can get a couple days free out of administrative.
What is the item level on that fusion? Oh, I can make that. I know some mysticism.
You got 1 rank in it, don't you?
I've got a rank in mysticism.
Yeah, so he can make it. So Kyle and Orthus, Kyle and Katya can both bolster traits if you guys wanted to.
I think I would like to do technology level.
Okay. So
nice.
Notes. Sanctuary. So that would boost.
Oh, you don't think you just spend the resource unit?
You have to spend the 1 resource unit to up it to 2.
Well, I was reading what Kyle was saying.
I mean, if it had been boosted, we would have had 6 unrest instead of 7, right? Is that what would have happened?
No, event happened before that. So
no, I'm saying if our technology had been a 2,
I don't know.
Would we have even had an issue? I don't know.
I have no idea. It's less than the TN. I don't even know what the TN is.
How do you find the TN?
I don't know if I know.
It's got to be back in the discussion somewhere.
What is TN? I want to say target number, but I want to,
Events. There's an events table.
Threshold number?
Description. It is threshold number. When an event occurs, find the description below. Some events that you compare 1 or more of the charter's traits to a threshold number TN. TN is equal to the charter size divided by 5, rounded up. So ours was 3 divided by 5 is 1. If the indicated trait is under the target number, your charter is adversely affected. But if the result is equal or higher, the outcome is positive. We should have had a positive result.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Well, you know what? It's fine because it's overdone. Now we know that. Now we know what it is. Now.
You are such a jerk.
I see how it is.
Nothing happened last month. I remember. And it's been 1 month since nothing happening. So.
Yeah, but that
it would have decreased unrest, but our unrest was already 0. So
it's okay because you guys, it's a monsoon season.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to back up. It's a learning experience.
Well, now we know how to determine the TN, and we will keep you true and honest.
Hey, it's not about being true and honest. It's about remembering. It's not intentional.
I remember I have this cache of 5,000 UPBs.
No.
Oh, you said it was about remembering.
Yeah, I remember differently. So are we not going to... Because Kyle says that he doesn't think they should spend the resource unit and save it to build houses or something. But you guys do need to boost up your settlement stats. Because it's going to lag behind.
The boost only lasts for that month.
It does?
Oh, really?
That was a permanent.
Not a way to permanently boost it?
Bolster trait. You spend a week focusing, blah, blah, blah. Results. The trait selected is treated as one higher for the purpose of undertaking projects and resolving events. This effect lasts until the beginning of the next charter turn.
Screw that then.
Oh, never mind then.
Yeah, I guess we'd use that if we wanted to like build something that we were really close to.
Yeah, really close. Temporary boost, yeah.
That makes sense.
So how do we naturally boost it then?
Probably through events or
by creating building stuff like Kyle says, we want to build a restaurant quarter next section.
Fair enough.
So if you look at the advanced product, advanced projects table, there's a bunch of stuff we can build that will give us a benefit of plus culture, plus technology, that kind of stuff.
Restaurant quarter you set aside.
Yeah, but most of them require
traits.
Right, restaurant quarter requires two economy, and I think, which we have.
So
yeah, so we could get that, and that would boost accord and economy again. So that would be a good one. And then, I mean, we'd have to do other things that boost some of the other stuff so that we could get things up and do other projects.
Like armory.
I want an implementation clinic when we get there eventually.
A fusion enchanter requires 3 economy.
Yeah.
And it gives us +1 magic. It costs 10 points, 10 resource units.
Yeah, so you guys should probably hold on to those.
Right. And then, I mean, after we build the restaurant quarter, then we can build a fusion enchanter, gets us magic. We start going up and up and up.
It's funny,
residential improvements.
As soon as we get, like, further through the module, it's going to get to the point where, like, okay, we're just going to do, like, 10 charter turns.
Right, we're just done looking around. We're just going to do a whole bunch of charter turns in a row.
Yeah.
The inevitable war gets started.
Okay, so are you guys going to do anything then besides stuff?
I don't think
I need to keep track of this natural calamity.
No.
Because it's done. It's not ongoing.
And I put it on the calendar anyway. Let you know that on the 1st of Erastus, there was natural calamity.
We had flooding. It was as monsoon season began. You son of a bitch.
Yes. Yeah, it's not a horde rock. It's just the slimes love you.
Yeah, we gotta maybe work out the forest. Maybe see if there's something under all that tree cover.
All right, so
that's
now
what I was thinking.
It is the 8th of Erastus.
Sure is.
Okay, hold on. We did that event.
Make sure everyone that uses charges for your weapons recharge while we're in the settlement.
Okay, through the night. Okay, it's like 2 a.m. You all give me a perception check. +10.
I did not add 10, so 24.
So you guys are all in your little your little hut, your admin hut.
Our sleeping area.
Yeah, that's not that your other home away from home because your truck is your home.
That's 10.
I am deep asleep after all that paperwork.
Yeah.
Not mysticism.
What the hell that's not how I clicked. Try again.
There is a perception button on the main sheet instead of the skills tab, because it looks like your skills tab is off one for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird. I'm clicking.
You can just write the modifier in the bottom left-hand block.
That works if you would.
There's a single harsh tone that is broadcast through the settlement speakers. It's like a giant, like a feedback from the settlement speakers that is loud enough to jolt you guys all awake.
Get up and make my way to the settlement's communication center.
Okay.
I'm assuming it continues to blare.
No, it's just like it's like just one instantaneous freaking feedback thing that's loud.
Oh, one blast.
Yeah, just one blast.
So
like could have just been feedback or something, but it's loud, and then it's gone.
Still worth checking the communication center. Who is our communications person?
Your communications person is Deirdrick.
Deirdrick. And Balco is his assistant.
Her assistant.
Her assistant, excuse me.
Let me see. There's actually an image of Deirdrick.
Oh, what have Dairy Dick and Balco done now?
That's Deirdrick.
She's a no-nonsense Yusoki, ain't she?
Yeah, she don't mess around.
That's right.
Nice business.
Girl boss.
Yeah, she got her Hillary suit.
And them spike heels. Don't let her kick you.
Nope. Not with those rat legs.
She probably uses that tail like a whip. Keep Balco in line.
Balco. Okay, you guys gonna go investigate?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Can't go.
Yeah.
Something happening.
I think we probably all come out of our sleeping quarters together, looking at each other and communication center.
I mean, you guys see like throughout the settlement, lights go on, and then they just go back off. Like we're just going back to bed. Like, yeah, okay, it's whatever.
That's because it's the colonist. It's not the people in charge. We got to know what's going on.
Okay.
Even if it's just Balco fell on a switch or something.
Okay, the power is knocked out from this surge, it looks like.
Oh, so that's why all the lights went back out.
Yeah. That's indeed why. So as you guys head to the communication structure, it's a prefab building because you guys haven't built a broadcast studio yet. So it's an unlimited range communications building array, which is cool. Moonlight illuminates the communication center. All of its windows are shattered, as well as a small plaza out front. Deputy Communications Officer Balcor Unkatar leans over the fallen body of Thali Engelos, one of the settlement's laborers. Let me see if I have a picture of that.
It's one of the half-orcs.
Yeah, it's a hork. I don't think it really matters. Dahlia.
I guess when we see him, we probably approach quickly.
Yeah, I don't have a picture for it. Doesn't matter. Okay. Leans over the fallen body of Thalia Engelos, one of the settlement's laborers, which is one of the half-orcs, as Brian so astutely pointed out. His movements are jerky and peculiar. He gestures with one hand as pulling a veil over Thali. A darkness covers her. She disappears. Only a dark stain to remain on the ground where she once lay.
What the hell was that, Fairbanks? I communicate telepathically. Can I make a mysticism check?
Sure.
I would like to make that as well. Please, mysticism. I'm too tired. Paperwork. Too much paperwork.
I like these rolls. I like them. Okay. Alcor looks up, his red eyes sunken unnaturally deep into his corpse-like face, and says, I didn't mean to do it. The night slithers tighter around him, and he clenches his fists as though ready for a fight.
Falcor, do we need to execute you?
I don't know. Roll me diplomacy.
I don't want to. I'll be happy to roll diplomacy.
Okay. So what are you trying to say with him?
I'm trying to first calm him down, and second, get him to explain what happened. Falcor, why don't you just calm down and tell us everything that happened, and we'll make sure that you get no more nor less than you deserve.
Fairbanks, you think it could be some kind of possession? I say telepathically because that's mostly how I speak.
I don't know. I don't recall getting any feedback from my 21 in my mysticism
So
check.
he seems to kind of relaxed a little bit. He says, I don't know what happened. Fairbanks, from your mysticism check, looks like he used his absorb corpse ability. Well, you recognize what he did as a absorb corpse, which as a full action turns a corpse utterly obliterates it with negative energy, leaving nothing behind but a stain on the ground. And he does extra damage. So it's basically like a corpse folk ability.
Okay. Oh, so yeah, Balcor is a corpse folk.
He wasn't.
But he wasn't previously undead.
Well, he was definitely not.
I see. Balcor, do you remember dying at any point and being brought back to life? Just curious. I asked this of everyone.
Do you have a cultured skill?
Do I have culture? I do have. I have a ranking culture. Natural 4. Oh,
Kyle, you do not recall him being a corpse folk before this.
Corpse folk are. Do we know that corpse folk are they the? That's not like touched, death touch. That's actually an undead creature, right?
Yeah, he is definitely an undead person thing right now.
It wasn't when we got here.
Balcor, just curious. I ask everyone I meet this question. Have you died recently?
He's like, he's like, I don't know. Anybody else want to help him through this?
I'm curious if he has any recollection of his last activities, where he's been the past week or more.
Yes.
Okay, what kind of skill you want to roll?
Computers, to go check the computers and check his locations. No, I don't know. I mean, I don't really want to directly communicate with Balcor. Or Balco.
During this, he just seems like he's just like twitching, like he's trying to keep control over himself. He's like oscillating between like obvious, overwhelming regret and just like sadism.
Would a mysticism check give me any more knowledge on corpse folk?
Yes, it would.
I will try. That's not bad.
Not bad.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, it would appear he is definitely like undergoing, like he just was turned probably quite recently into a corpse folk.
Day, 2 days, week? What's recent? This evening? The power surge did it?
Yeah, that's why that's probably like almost immediately. Like he just within like the last 5 minutes.
Do you recall where you were during the power surge, Balco?
Okay, after you guys your guys' relatively calm demeanor towards him, he finally like shakes it off. And he slumps down, defeated. And he looks like back to his normal self. Okay. Let me go ahead and give you guys a cool picture of this guy. He's cool now.
He's cool now that he's a corpse folk.
Yeah, no. Now he's cool. Before,
Oh, boy.
What the hell is Diedrich going to say?
Yeah, well.
Okay,
so he just starts breaking down. He breaks down crying. He's just like, I don't know. I was in the communication center, And then I was looking, I was just scanning the frequencies, and all of a sudden, deep space. I turned the radar into like to space to see if there's anything, to my normal scanning. And another thing, I just got overwhelmed by something, some noise, and I don't know what happened. And then all the power went out, and there was a lot of noise.
Have we ever heard of anything that could, say, infiltrate someone through, like, radio wave communication kind of thing? Like,
well, if you've played Signal of Screams.
Yeah,
I know. I have played. I was with you in Signal of Screams. That's just a nice way of saying, can I roll to see if I have a guess about what actually happened?
Sure.
Is there a roll could I roll like mysticism or something, Mike, to see if I can guess about something infiltrating him through the?
Go for it.
All right. Hey, natural 18.
Well, he doesn't recall. I don't know how to do anything. How do I add a fusion?
I can tell you when we get done gameplay.
Okay. Well, he's like, I don't know. I was just, what you don't know is that there is definitely a possibility that something can be broadcast over like some kind of electromagnetic radiation that can cause this to happen. And the chances are you're probably not going to figure out where it was. And he points out that the tracking system that recorded it, where what he was tracking, has been destroyed from the power surge. So there's no way to know, but something terrible has happened to him, and it probably wasn't his fault.
Falco, do you feel like you're in control of yourself? I would hate for you to absorb any more of the colonists.
He's like, no, I don't know what happened. She came over to see what happened, and I don't know what happened. I just lost control, and and then she died, and then I killed her.
While they're talking to him, can I go and try to get power back
I mean, you can, but by the time you get over there, the power engineer guy will take care of it. That's his job.
He's just got to wake up and go take care of it.
I didn't know it was something I couldn't do.
You have peasants for that, dude.
Well, again, I thought it was something I can do at this building that I can get to.
No.
I can do sooner.
No, you have peasants for that. And he's like, I don't know. I feel so bad. I didn't mean to. And you guys do know that from your mysticism checks that he would have had almost no control over what happened.
Sure.
She was in the wrong place at the right time.
Do we think that a quarantine procedure should be used?
No, he's not contagious.
Well, he's not contagious, but is he? Is there a chance he could lose control again?
What happened was if you guys would have failed your checks, he would have gone feral pretty much.
Right, and then we'd have had to put him down.
Yeah, and he, between your guys' awesome ability to communicate with him and empathize with his situation, he was able to gather his wits and to successfully complete the conversion into a corpse folk.
Well, hey, you and Elenez should be right along. You should definitely get with them and learn more about what has happened to you.
He's sitting there. He's very unhappy. He's pretty much a wreck. He's like, I don't even know what to do.
Well, Elenez is a bone trooper. They've been undead for a while. They talk about how great it is to be undead. Maybe you'll find the silver lining in this nasty.
I don't know what to do.
Cloud.
I just killed her.
Yes, and it's very unfortunate. We'll arrange some counseling for you. However, in the meantime,
might stay away from her sisters.
Yeah.
Yes, just a moment, Belko.
You can see them.
Oh no!
You can see the sisters coming.
Fairbanks will move to intercept.
Time for some more diplomacy.
That's right. Ladies.
He's like,
I've some terrible news to deliver.
Okay.
There has been a horrible accident, and
I'm afraid this power surge that just occurred, you may have heard the feedback and so forth, has caused our colony to suffer a terrible accident. Your sister bravely stepped in to save Balco from a horrible electrical surge, and it reduced her body to disintegrated her. Terrible, terrible thing. But the good news is her sacrifice enabled Balco to live, although he was turned into an undead person. But at least the colony has not lost more people. We must honor her sacrifice forever.
You're going to need to give me a bluff there, stud.
Absolutely.
That's what he wanted.
Oh, that's nice. A natty 19 for a 30. You gonna beat 30 with your half orcs?
With my 19, yes.
You've got a plus 11?
Well, circumstantial bonuses.
Oh, for goodness sake!
That was a really good bluff. Come on.
It was a very good bluff, and they almost believe it. If it wasn't for the damn kids.
Oh, for God's sake!
No, really. If I would have rolled anything but a 19 or 20, I was gonna let you have it.
Oh,
but I literally,
that was so good.
You can go back and view the video if you like.
I don't have to view the video. I don't not believe you, Mike. I feel that you shouldn't have rolled. You should have just said that I've met a DC of the encounter.
Because the thing doesn't add up. That's not how that's not how bodies happen like that, and people just don't turn into corpse folk, and they eventually.
Mike, we did so.
Well, someone should go get Diedrich and get her back in the comms booth to get things fixed while we escort Balco to Elenez to and probably get our friend Astrica, the counselor, out to help with all this. Elenez is the bone trooper.
He's not here right now.
Well, whatever. Is Astrica here? That's our Yosoki counselor.
Yes, she is here. Or he.
That's a he.
He is here. The bone trooper guy, he's a scout, so he's out scouting.
Yeah, he's out scouting. Well, when he gets back, he can help. Well, they can help because they're non-binary.
Yeah. Well, Be'lakor you're gonna get him out of there before the freaking sisters tear him apart.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, and after a few minutes of this thing, you've managed to talk this sister. Your bluff check is enough to talk them down from not killing you for lying to them.
Maybe, how about this, Mike? Can I make a diplomacy check to convince them that, yes, what I said wasn't untrue, but it's a pretty good story, and frankly, it's better than the other one. And this way, their sister gets celebrated in the history of our colony.
Well, you can definitely try diplomacy to make it so they don't murder you right now for lying.
All right, you got it. 17.
Okay, they don't they understand that they have a significant amount of grief right now, but
of course
they are not done with you or Balco.
Okay.
When they walk away.
Fairbanks is going to initiate a proposal that we build a statue to honor the brave sacrifice of what's her name?
Aren't they food procurement specialists or something?
There are manual laborers.
Angelo's sisters are our laborers.
Yeah, we gotta keep labor happy.
Something when talking to them, we do know that they do want this settlement to succeed. So we might be able to play that someday.
Yeah, they're not killing you. That's the important part.
Yeah, we don't have to fight them and kill them.
Yeah.
Actually, at this point in the settlement, nobody is really replaceable.
That's the thing. Yeah, that's why Fairbanks is going to push that. Even if a handful of people know the truth of what happened, we're gonna keep on pushing this propaganda of brave sacrifice to inspire future generations of colonists.
Our government is corrupt. All the conspiracy theories begin.
Shh, they don't have to begin if you don't tell anyone, you idiot.
As the situation is starting to wind down, Deirdre, she shows up. She says, "What in the hell happened here?" And where is Balco?
We explain the situation. Balco is dealing with some unexpected life issues.
What are you talking about? There's absolutely no reason why you shouldn't be in this communication center right now during his shift.
He's undead
now. Are
you
guys the administrators, or are you guys just problem creators?
We're probably.
Please calm down, ma'am.
I understand how important it is for you that this center be manned. However,
excuse me, personed.
Yes, correct. Thank you. I would even go as far as to say operated. Not everyone identifies as people.
Exactly. You speciesist, cisgendered.
Oh, please. Brian is a floating brain creature. Not use everyone. Diedrich, please, I'd really appreciate it if you would calm down so we can focus on solutions, not
I'm
problems.
Sorry. I'm just very upset.
Of course.
As administrators of this colony, you should have prevented this from happening.
Well, unfortunately, not everything is always preventable, but we can learn from this experience.
You would tell us how there's magical fucking sound wave signal things that turn people undead, and we'll solve it.
Yes, that's exactly.
Tell us how it happens and where it comes from.
You guys are administrators of this colony, so everything that happens here is your fault.
Well, now that doesn't seem a really productive attitude. Why don't you take a moment?
Oh, I will take a moment. I will take a moment, and I will file a report. And you will see. I will talk to the company. And she storms off, you know.
Diedrich.
Nope, she's gone.
Don't worry.
I don't even
about
get a diplomacy check to convince her to go with
You can roll
her.
a natural 20, and it ain't happening, buddy.
Boo.
The Starfinders aren't going to care.
No, you think?
Hey,
they might like what we think. We found something that turned someone into an undead.
Did you guys file reports about what you saw with the pillar and everything?
Yeah, I guess. I don't wait. What was the pillar?
You guys, it would have been part of our administration.
I would have done that unless someone told me otherwise.
Yeah, because part of your guys is claiming hexes and stuff. Okay,
I'm here to get paid and don't give a shit about much, so I just say what I see.
Awesome.
Properly recording things for posterity.
Yes. Maybe Balco can go and milk the undead goats.
I don't think the spider goats have teats.
Oh, maybe they produce some sort of
like undead freaking negative energy milk.
Yes, what do babies on Eox drink?
There are no babies
drink.
on Eox.
I know there are no babies on Eox.
Undead babies. There might be undead babies on Eox. I don't know how useful they're going to be.
Hey, have any of you guys ever seen the movie Dead Alive?
No, maybe. But
it's one of Peter Jackson's first movies, and it's like a total like comedy zombie movie.
Okay.
And at one point, two people have been turned into zombies, have sex, and produce a zombie baby.
That's incredibly disturbing.
Oh, it's hilarious. It's really good. 2 thumbs up. Would recommend. Dead Alive.
Okay. Is it better than They Live?
It's really good. Yes, it's very good.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Mike. Couldn't get the image out of my head.
All right. So yeah, that's the night. So you guys just gonna.
Is there any role I could make?
Do we lose?
What was your question, Phil?
How much of our next day do we lose because of this nightmare?
You could not lose any of the day if you just get in your car and leave.
I just mean getting our full sleep in.
Oh yeah, that's not that big of a deal. Kyle can handle stuff because he doesn't have to sleep.
Mike, is there a role I can do to organize a disinformation campaign?
That would be done with the assuage unrest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was doing that.
And you guys got to wait another 20 some odd days for that. So.
All right, fine. As well as a propaganda campaign to undermine everyone's opinion and the influence of Deirdre.
She's a valuable member of this community.
She is valuable, but I don't want anyone to listen to her.
All right, so where are we going? Okay, head up to that first forest hex.
Oh, you guys are like, we need to get the hell out of here.
I need a break from these settlement folk.
Like, so much better in the wild.
You know, the strange thing is, I should be happier here. I'm certainly much better at dealing with these people than monsters in the wild. And yet I find myself entirely agreeing with the sentiment of getting the hell out of Dodge.
Yeah. Being the boss ain't fun, huh?
Amber, I keep seeing your mic activate, but I'm not hearing anything from you.
That'd be unfortunate.
Oh, you not hear anything?
No, we haven't heard anything.
Now we do.
That wasn't me talking then, I guess. So.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it might have been an ambient noise thing.
Yeah,
my thing's a little sensitive right now. Sorry.
Oh, that's fine. As long as you weren't like talking and we just.
No, I didn't change anything. So I mean, if you hear me now, I was here before. So.
You're fine. We just didn't want you to think that, like, if you'd been saying a bunch of stuff that we were all just meanly ignoring you.
No,
I'm psychos.
We value your
voice. I know how that
happens. All right, so you guys are heading out to the northwest.
I don't know.
I don't know either. That's what I'm asking.
I think we're going to go to that
moving out to the
forest X, the one just to the northwest of us.
Northwestus. Yes, no, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what 1, 2, and then how many hexes?
1, 3. So 4 to get in there, and we won't be able to explore. We won't be able to recon until tomorrow.
Yeah, it takes 4 to do it, right?
Well, it takes 4 to get there from that previous hex, and then
how many is it per the explorer?
It'll be 3 to do the recon.
No. That's not what I was asking. How many does it? You could go into forest. How many is it? 3 or 4?
It's 3.
Okay. All right. So next day is the 9th of Erastus, and you guys are gonna explore this one.
Yeah, we should thoroughly recon it so that we can move through it more quickly.
Okay, is that what you like to do?
Sounds good to me.
Okay. And you want to thoroughly reconnoiter it. Okay. And how many points do you have left?
I will have 3 points left.
And that would take you...
Which could get us to...
the edge of the next
Well, we could get down... We could get to the edge. We could get... You know, if we go to the southwest there, we could go back out into those plains to camp. And then we could just do 4 to get into the... I don't know.
But have you been told?
So I needed to know.
I think we just move to the edge for 2, lose the last one, and then
in the morning go to the next.
Begin in the morning, go into the next hex, which would cost us 3, and then 3 to recon it
thoroughly.
Of course.
Just making sure. And that would take the whole day, right? Right.
Right.
Okay, so the 11th, Erastus.
We could keep going in the forest. It would take us 5 to move in there, and then we would camp because we couldn't recon it because we would need 3.
So you're just moving into it?
Check in on Deadhead. What do you mean? Just calling back, radio back?
Yeah, that's what's awesome. Yeah, the therapist is working with him right now. After it's been a couple days, so yeah, he's feeling a lot better. He's staying the hell away from the sisters.
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
He's liking some benefits of his new state, like doesn't have to eat and all that fun stuff. All right, so the 12th of Erastus.
Thoroughly recon.
How many stuff?
It'll take 3 to recon, and then we'll use 2 to get to the border, and then we can do the next one the next day.
Yeah, it's just been really good, really good, nice forests, very serene, nothing too crazy going on here.
We see any kind of natural animals or anything?
Just the normal animals, no jellies, if that's what you're asking.
Well, whatever. Good game creatures.
Yeah, just a normal, nice little happy forest. Don't see anything too crazy going on here.
All right, well, recon this hex, and that'll be the end of the day.
Okay. And it's now the 14th of Erastus.
If there's no objection, we'll just continue and finish that westerly travel. It'll be 5 to get in there, and then tomorrow we can recon.
Oops. Okay. Where'd my map go? Okay. So the next day, 15th of Erastus, you're going to recon? And...
Correct.
And where's your plan to move?
What do you guys think? Southwest?
Sure. We can just snake back and forth to cover the whole forest.
That's very clever of you.
Sounds like a good idea.
Clever girl.
Grid type.
So the 16th of Erastus. I'm not bothering, because I'm not bothering with the random encounters because 1, they're boring. 2, they're boring, and 3, there's only 8 of them. So
yes, we just see the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, I just don't.
That's why we're just we're keeping track of how many days.
I mean, you guys will just blow through them. So I mean, what's the freaking point?
So we had 5 to get there. So the 17th we would explore. We would recon that one. And then the 18th, we would recon the next one.
Okay, hold on. So the next day, you're going to move to the next one. So the 18th of Erastus. Okay, yep. So you're going to do the same thing for that one.
Then, and then it's 5 to get into the next one. So the 20th, we would recon the next one.
So the 19th. No, I'm on the 19th right now. of you.
Yeah, it takes us 5 AP to get into the next forest.
It does?
I guess no, 3 and 3, so we'll complete it.
Okay, so you guys move into this hex, and it's the morning of the 19th. Okay.
About halfway through, we probably get in there about midday, and then spend the rest of the day reconning.
Yeah. All right. Well, what's interesting about this hex, though, is in this hex is an expansive meadow of tall grasses and wildflowers abut an area of thick forest in which magnificent thick-trunked trees tower over small saplings. Much of the vegetation growing in this forest bears small fruits or berries. This hex makes an excellent site for a settlement and is one of the initial sites that you guys were initially told about from the initial scans. Okay, the level of terrain here inside this hex is ideal for construction. This hex provides a bounty of sustenance. Berries, fruits grow close together, and the tall trees shelter edible fungi and similar to truffles. Natural springs are plentiful and provide fresh water. This forest contains several game animals as well as larger predators. So this would be an ideal area for another settlement, should you choose to expand.
It only costs us 20 resource units to make a new settlement.
Is that all?
Plus, we have to claim all the hexes in order to get over there.
Yepers. But eventually, this would be a good spot to,
It may be the next best spot for a settlement, unless we wanted to try and get down into the mountains. I think for now, we just move on to the rest of the forest hexes.
All right, the 20th of Erastus. It's kind of boring what we're doing. We got to get through this.
Did we have a free resource node?
No, you already used your free resource node in your initial settlement. Yeah, you did for the resource node for the for the water. You didn't pay for.
We definitely paid for the water. I paid the resource.
One of the two you didn't pay for. So it was either the forest one or the lumber for the lumber.
I don't think we used it. I thought you were going to do the water one, I thought.
No, one of them you did pay for.
Paid for both of them, I think.
One of them you got for free.
You sure?
I know. Because my memory's shit, but that was part of the deal.
I thought we could only get a free water one. That was the idea behind it.
I don't remember.
Yeah, we were
either.
We
just paid for the water one, so
we were supposed to get a free water one, but we had to claim the hex first, and we needed to recon the hex before we could claim it.
Well, it's claimed and there's resources there.
Water vehicles. So I'll just give us one more resource unit.
Yeah, sure, okay. So it's the morning of the 20th of Erastus.
Sounds good. So we drive out of the forest into the other forest, and then we camp.
Oh, you're in the forest? Oh, you're going to the south?
We're gonna finish the forest, and then we'll come back on that plains.
Okay. It is now the 21st of Erastus.
All right, we will recon and then leave.
It's been relatively eventless.
We'll head west.
You guys are, and it's pretty chill around here.
And on the 22nd, we'll recon that hex.
Okay. All right. So the morning of the 23rd?
We would up and travel, and that would be 5 units to get into the next forest. where we would camp, and recon on the 24th.
That would complete your forest adventures. Your merry band of adventurers have successfully...
And we would have enough to move into the plains to the east of that.
Your merry band of adventurers. No. No.
No, what?
No, I was like, talking about the 23rd, because that's when we're scheduled to have the kid born on the 23rd of this month. Not Erastus.
Oh!
Born or removed? Removed, right?
Yeah, removed. As in, like, sliced open and pulled out.
Right, exactly.
But, it's all good. Can't wait. Pumped. 2 weeks.
So I guess
anyways, moving on.
25th.
25th of Erastus.
We would recon in the morning. That would take 1 action.
Okay.
And then head east. And that would take 2 to get there, 1 to recon. And we're at a total of 4. And then we can move to the next one.
Indeed. Up or down? Up or sideways? Which way?
Northeast.
Okay. And that's the 26th of Erastus. And you guys are hex machines here.
Yeah, we'll recon the next 2 there and then head back to home. Head back to the settlement.
All right. You have enough to do that for one go?
Have enough to recon the 2, and then we'll get 1 hex closer to the settlement. So we'll reach the settlement on the 28th.
Okay. So the morning of the 20th or the evening?
Midday.
Okay. So it's now the 28th of Erastus. And I'm going to carry my daughter to bed real quick. So let's take 10 minutes.
Okay.
Taking 10.
Sounds good.
Okay. All right.
Be back a sec.
Okay, that's great. I just want to go pee. Is that okay? Okay. So I didn't know she was going to be moved. So she's not being moved. That's fine. Now we'll move her. What would you like me to get you? Because she obviously is not moved. You want like a thing of chips? Ice cream. Oh, shit. Whatever you want.
Right now I'm thinking about Doritos and frosted cookie and an orange. But I don't want to mess up my lunch stuff. What else can I eat? But I want to eat my lunch stuff.
Ice cream bar. What?
It's cold. just bring me the things I listed. No, just one cookie. Just one cookie.
All right, can we get a vote up?
Sure. I don't remember how to do the vote.
Yeah, me either.
/ vote.
Yeah. Yes.
Well.
That wasn't me. That was my cat.
I believe you. All right, so we're all back, right? Right. Right. Okay, so looks like
it's time for another charter turn.
Not quite. You still got a couple turns, couple days. Which is just enough time for me to wreck your guys' time. Because I love, love messing with you guys. Let me open up my wonderful PDF here. Scroll. All right. As you approach town, you guys get a message from who's the one dude? The botanist dude.
The botanist. The one that collected the flowers or the one that gave us the cold shoulder?
The one that actually helped you.
I think that was...
Make me open things up. Okay.
That would be Tayeta, the Sheeran?
Yes. So the Sheeran guy gets on the radio and he messages you like, "Hey, we have a visitor from the Xeno Wardens, and they would like to talk to you guys about the flowers, the golden blooms."
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. We should be in town very shortly.
Okay. Okay, and who's your guys' clerk? You guys' admin person.
Are you saying the player that is our admin person?
Colonist person. Initial
Our
colonist
advisor?
Here. Yeah.
Our chief advisor is Arizand Shrai.
Yes, Arizand Shrai. There's additionally a visitor here from Zanelia. There's a diplomat from Zanelia.
Am I familiar with that area?
Yes. Hold on. Zanelia is another charter that is on the southern tropical peninsula of the southern hemisphere, funded by Zenilid Labs, a dragon corp from Triaxis owned by a silver dragon, Zenilidi. The charter sports a number of botanical and zoological laboratories. Yep, and apparently this guy, your person, Arizan, says that this person is a personal friend of said dragon. So whenever you have a minute, and if you could come over here and talk to them, that'd be great. So
personal friend of whom?
The founder of the colony, the corporation person, dragon.
Oh, okay.
So you want to talk to the Xeno Warden person, or do you want to talk to Gil Crew, the envoy diplomat person from Zanelia?
Oh, I don't see where it matters.
Town. Something's always got to happen.
Oh, there's two options. I mean, we could break it up and do them both at the same time, right?
Sure.
Split the party and all.
I like the idea of splitting the party.
Of course you do. All right, who wants to go see the Xeno Warden?
That was the one coming about the flowers,
yep.
Or was that the Zanelia?
Actually, Arizan says it has something to do with the flowers too.
Oh, that's kind of what I figured. I thought maybe both of them had to do with the flowers. Since Zanelia is here hoping to find a cure for a disease.
Yes.
Hey, can we bring them together?
That would not be wise.
Oh, okay. Perhaps we should talk to one and then the other before we make any decisions.
That sounds like a wise decision.
Yeah.
Who was here first?
The Xeno Warden person.
We'll all go chat. Bring them into the offices.
Okay. Well, they're in the botanist's area with the flowers, with the botanist dude. Person.
Oh, wonderful.
Science, you know. So y'all want to head to the flower place?
Probably for the best, unless anyone has a disagreement.
Kyle's idea was for what you guys to split up.
I just think at this point, since they're both here on the same topic.
Okay. So Arizan tells you that the man understands and they will be waiting patiently. All right, so you guys head to the thing, and the gold blooms are definitely there, and they're and they're in the little pots inside the little greenhouse area that he's working out of, and the Xeno Warden here is a charter person of Nightwood's chief botanists. Okay, so it's the Nightwood charter, and she proposes that her team, which she has a team. It's, ready to go. Spearhead a conservation effort to ensure that these rare flowers do not die off. She would like to lend her expertise to spearhead a conservation. Well, Kyle, if you roll a sense motive, you can ask about that. You sense she's telling the truth. Kyle's a believer now.
I mean,
he's not the only one that can make that check.
Yeah. Let's see. So they want to spearhead. I mean, that sounds in line for the Xeno Wardens. I don't see why that would be an issue.
She would like the Goldblooms transferred to Nightwood, and she has the authority to compensate you 8 resource units towards the construction of a ley line network, library, or nature preserve. Brian, you notice that she, from her demeanor and her offer, she doesn't really trust you guys to keep the flowers alive. She doesn't think that you have the facilities for it, nor the expertise.
She's a Xeno Warden. She's very stuck up about her abilities.
She also says that this is a one-time offer, and if she returns to Nightwood without the flowers, the offer is gone. It's off the table. Okay, you don't need to spend the resource units right away. You just let them know whenever you want to build the project, and they will get the promised aid delivered.
So they want to give us resource units to help build
8 resource units. Network. 8 resource units towards the construction of a ley line network, library, or nature preserve.
All right. I see what they want to do there. Well, it's a very fine offer. Allow us to deliberate amongst ourselves while we take care of some other pressing business. We'll let you know before the end of the day, so that we don't waste your time.
He says, "Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and I'll stay here and analyze some samples and see, how they're doing, while you guys make your decision."
Thank you. I mean, that would actually give us a full library, which would up our magic and technology levels. In order to do it, though, we need our culture to be 2.
You uncultured swine.
And we could build the... dang it. I don't know how we'd get to there. Anyway. We should go talk to the other dignitary.
Okay. They are in your guys's staff, I don't know, boardroom, I guess. That's not one of them. You could do. Oh yeah, okay. I see what you're saying, Kyle. Inside there is Arizand. Yeah. Arizand and your chief science officer, Haltharia Grumman.
Yep.
Okay, and
this is the one that didn't think we should waste our time with the flowers anyway.
Yeah, well.
About that.
Yeah. Gilcrew is a male winterborn Riforian. Okay. He explains to you that the motivation of Xenilia is to make biological advancements to cure diseases and blah, 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 that ravage interstellar civilizations, and that the person's mate died from an uncurable draconic disease. Okay, he's pulling all the violin strings here to paint a sympathetic picture of Xenilides' motives. Hopefully to tug at your guys' emotions. Give me a culture check, somebody.
Do you want one from one person, or can any of us?
Anybody can do it.
It's a race.
All right, so everybody. Yeah, it's mostly true. But the company actually also expects a healthy financial return on the charter.
Pharmacom, yeah.
And Xenilia's botanists have probably assured Gilcrew that the Golden Blooms might unlock significant advancements into the research. Now, as for what it has to do with you guys, Gilcrew decides to let you know that all of the Xenilia has all their resources tied up in a research mandate right now, and they can't actually compensate you for the flowers at this time. Okay, he wants all the flowers, and he however will give you a significant payment or a favor down the line. The company will do that.
And this is a one-time offer.
It's my personal reputation as a diplomat that someday you will receive compensation for this. And just so you guys know, there's enough flowers to split. There's not enough flowers to split between the two competing interests.
Of
course not.
Gilcrew stands outside.
Very convenient.
Steps aside to bow to let you guys make your decision. And Haltharia, she is absolutely against Xenilia and trusting Xenilia, and has a very healthy and deep dislike for corporate-sponsored botany.
Certainly.
In fact, she speaks up that if you give the flowers to Xenilia, she will quit on the spot.
Well, on the other hand, we have an offer from the Xeno Wardens of the Night Ward Charter to take and maintain a sanctuary for the flowers. What are your feelings on them?
She has no actual relationship with Xeno Wardens. She just has a very healthy and very obvious bias against corporate botany. That's why she's kind of like here and not there. Well, yes, she didn't want the resources spent to go get the flowers in the first place. But now that they're here, she's very against Xenilia. She's like, you could do anything with them you like, but if you give it to them, I will quit. Assistant, he doesn't give a crap. He just thought it was pretty and it was rare and it was awesome. But if he had to choose...
And he's a bug, so he likes flowers.
Yeah, if he had a choice, he would prefer that they go to the Xeno Warden.
I'm personally inclined to...
but this significant payment that Gilcrew promises in the future he stakes his personal reputation as like as a diplomat, and he actually is a company representative.
Does that mean much, Fairbanks? As a diplomat?
I don't know. Is there a role I can do to determine? I don't know.
Profession.
What is your background? What is your
what is my background? Let's see. What's the theme? What's the theme I took? Star Farer, right? I mean my background's. No, I don't have a profession. I mean, whatever I do, I don't have any points in the profession.
Don't really have a clue.
Well, I don't have the book yet, but it says that because nobody has the book yet because it comes out. It was supposed to come out this month. It's supposed to come out this month, but it didn't arrive. But it says that it would be described in the Adventure Path number 43. What it would be.
So what is that? The next book?
Yeah.
Book 2?
Book 3.
Oh, book 3. Were we in book 2?
No,
we're not in
book 1.
Okay. So, I mean,
it would be a while from now.
Yeah, I just don't know if I care for the propaganda and the loop. I mean, obviously, if whichever one we don't give it to is gonna look less upon us.
Yeah.
However, I personally feel that.
Well, she's a very competent scientist, Kyle, if that's what you're asking. And if you roll me a sense motive check, Kyle, I can tell you more. Yeah, she's just all bluster. She won't actually quit. She'll be pissed at you guys, but she won't actually quit.
She'll be pissed, but she won't actually quit because this is the best shop she's got going.
I mean, it could be repercussions, but she'll definitely hold a grudge against you guys.
I guess Brian doesn't feel the need or desire to gamble on the corporation.
Corporate interests just want to take the flowers and just make them their own.
I mean, let them negotiate with the Xeno Wardens to get a share of the flowers. The Xeno Wardens are going to ensure their continued existence, as opposed to just chopping them all up and not having anything else.
Yeah, dragons are pretty awesome. Cal's got a good point.
Well, he's not a dragon. He's a dragonkin.
But the company is owned by a silver dragon. That's the person.
The company's not going to owe us a favor. Just this dude.
Yeah. I love it. All the dragon people, on the planet decided to stop being assholes and just became corporate overlords. It's like cyberpunk.
Right. I mean, it's still assholes, but
yeah, they're rich assholes. It's up to you guys.
How say the others?
Okay, let me do the vote here.
Well, I don't know if
you want to do Xeno Wardens
or anything.
You want to do Xeno Wardens? Click the button.
Well, you've got checks and X's.
Okay, if you want to check for Xeno Warden, X for corporate assholes. It's not that skewed at all, anyway.
Yeah, I think I gotta go with the check.
Do you want the space hippies, or do you want the
corporate,
the cyberpunk? Freaking
of the two,
corporate dragons or tree huggers?
Yeah, corporate overlords or freaking hippies with freaking Birkenstocks
with lots of magic.
Space Birkenstocks. Someone hasn't voted yet. Okay, so space hippies it is. Guild Crew acknowledges that, he appreciates your time and he just wishes that you guys could have, come to an alternative arrangement. But he still hopes that Zanilia will have positive relations with Sanctuary.
Oh, absolutely.
So, and the Xenowarden lady, the Kasatha mystic lady, she is all about it. They load up. They say, okay, just give us a call whenever you're ready to build whatever the land network, library, or nature preserve, and we will promptly send you the resources via hover truck.
Just crates of resources.
Yep. Oh, they definitely will send some flowers back. And then on the first, now that we're establishing a relationship here, I'm sure that we could develop, we can do some trade with each other as well. Make sure Kyle, you get a special flower just for you.
Oh.
Okay. So it is the 28th evening of Erastus. It'll be a few days to relax, and then a few days to do your charter turn. So you guys have been here like 1, 2, 3 months on the planet. Not bad.
My goodness.
It's starting to feel like home. Well, you have a good part of this section of charter area explored.
The truck helped.
Yes, the mother trucker definitely helped. The Canadian trucker convoy. So you just want to chill until the 30th or 31st or 1st?
Oh, probably.
Okay, so we're just going to skip ahead a couple days, and it is now...
I don't see where we would go anywhere, so...
Yeah. It is now the 1st of Arodis. So get your 300 UPBs, and let's do a charter turn. So step 1. Roll your settlement die and any resource dies. So 1d6, 2d4.
Should be a d6 and 2d4 if someone's rolling it.
Who's doing the... Okay. That's a 1d4. I'm not seeing a thing pop up.
I'm not seeing it register, yeah.
Nope.
Well, either way, it's 5. Cool.
Either way, it's 5. And did we get a d6?
Nope. There we go. There's
There
a
it is.
2.
There we go.
So 7 resource units. So you have 10 total. Okay. Okay, so charter downtime activities. Okay, those are resolved. Okay. Pay upkeep.
How much was upkeep equal to number of
resource
claim taxes?
So this no prevent. Okay.
Yep, equal to the charter size. Done.
Okay, pay upkeep. Okay. Sway adjust unrest. Okay, what does that mean? Okay, your charge 10 or higher. Okay, no big
It
deal.
doesn't mean anything right now.
Okay. And now the project phase. Go ahead and select 2 projects. So Kyle's vote is for a religious institute.
We could do that. It would up our culture and up our magic, which magic is low. Yeah. And then the next time we could use their points for building the library, and we could use our own points for our restaurant quarter.
We'll have to boost our magic though for the religious institute, right? Someone will have to do that.
No.
It requires a magic, doesn't it?
It requires a single point in culture.
It requires 1 magic.
Doesn't it? Okay.
I had the order wrong. I thought that was culture.
So you're going to do the...
Yeah, so we'll need to spend 1 resource point on boosting the magic. And then...
Well, that boost is during our week of activities, not during this. So
choose 1 higher for the purpose of undertaking projects.
Right. But this assumes that you're doing your week of activity while you're doing your charter turn, or as part of your charter turn.
Well, can we do that?
We're doing?
I mean, we can start doing that. We haven't been. We've been, the last time we did it the week after. So this month's week was done at the beginning of the month.
Well, we're at the beginning of the month now. So, you know what? We'll just let you do this concurrently because I don't want to nickel and dime you about stupid stuff like this.
All right, and then we'll just always do it concurrently would be the best thing to do then.
Yes.
So we'll be running 2 charter turns real quick.
No, same charter turn.
Yeah, but this is for last month.
No, you already did last month's.
This is for the month that we just explored for.
Yes.
No, we've gone through and started doing our charter turns at the beginning of the month.
Yes.
We started doing that like many sessions ago.
Yeah, so this is a new month, new charter turn. So the Erastus, you already did that one. You need to do the...
So then technically we did our charter downtime activities as part of our turn now.
Sure, we'll do that.
Is what you want to do.
It's a Erastus. This is the charter month of Erastus. So, yeah, who's going to do the boost for the week?
What does it require? Just time?
Just time.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll do it.
And resource unit.
Yeah, a resource unit and time. So, Kai, you want to take it, Kyle?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay, so that's 1 resource unit, and you're bumping it down. And... and you wanted to make the religious institute. So go ahead and add that in there. And that costs 5 points.
And that'll give us +1 culture, +1 magic.
Okay, which which deities would you like to represent here?
We'll take a survey of the colonists and then just have a section for each one of the deities that are set up for the colony. That way no one's left out.
But don't you want to leave people out?
No.
Only if it's an evil religion.
Oh, okay.
They'll have to go find a bar or someplace to put underneath and do a basement shrine for that.
Well, no. See, I want them to do it here at the Religious Institute so we can keep an eye on them.
So you're gonna have a multi-faith.
They won't allow that to happen anyway.
Okay, so the vast majority of people are neutral or
ambivalent
or good. So, you know, any combination of neutral and good deities would probably suffice for them.
Well, we have a pretty high economy compared to other traits, so Abadar for sure.
Isn't that who we were working for as Abadar anyways?
No, we're working for the Starfinders.
Starfinders.
That's why I'm upset. I mean, the hole and the pillar are the greatest finds we've found so far because they're odd and show that something has happened other than animals here.
Yeah. And the Starfinders do appreciate those reports. Okay. Only seems like the only one that would be out. Only like an Anglo sisters request a shrine to Besmara.
Done.
Yep. Good.
We put that one closer to the water.
Okay. So yeah, it's no big deal.
It's a lake, but it's water. Hey.
There's no.
Sorry, one of my
friends. It goes somewhere.
It's just mainly it was just Abadar and Desna.
And probably Triune.
Yeah, sure. Was it Nordjurper for the undead people? Where's that? What's the one? The pallid lady.
Yeah, we have a couple of them now.
Urgathoa.
So. We'll represent them as well. Like everybody gets represented.
Oh, look at you! Look at you, all being like nice, representative. Okay, so you guys are out of resource units, right? It says you guys are out. Research Institute. Not research.
Yeah,
religious.
We're out of resource units for the month.
Didn't we have 8 to begin with, and we only used 6,
we had
right?
10. We spent 3 on upkeep,
so 7,
which gave us 7.
Boost for 1.
Boost for 1,
and then
this
5
for 5.
for the.
I guess we have 1
left.
left.
Have 1 left over.
Yeah.
Do you want to claim a hex?
Yes.
Which one would you like to claim? There's a bunch around.
The rivers, so we can do a dam like we're talking about originally.
I think we were talking about that, but that wasn't really anything we could do.
Ah, okay.
Damn it.
I mean, it was like, oh, that's a really nice idea, but it's not in the rules.
It's not like it's a. You can definitely do it. There's no benefit to it though. It sounds cool.
Just label it as a dam, and it's a resource unit.
Yeah, it's a.
Node
or whatever.
When we upgrade the resource node, then that could be the dam.
Sure.
Yeah, that's it. So which hex would you like to claim?
What is it? Is there a resource node upgrade or something?
Yes, it turns the D4 into a D6, but it requires.
What is it called? Just tell me what it's called.
Upgrade resource node. Upgraded resource node.
Okay, upgraded resource node.
It needs 4 tech, 4 econ, and then it costs 6 resources units.
Yeah, and then roll D6 instead of a D4 and +1 eco.
Yeah.
Okay. Eco is economy.
Mm-hmm.
So 4 economy and 4 tech. So that's going to be a bit.
Yeah, I mean, we got pretty decent economy and culture going on right now.
Yep.
Culture is going to get pretty good too.
Agreed. So we'll claim. Yeah, I mean, the claiming that hex with the river through it next to the forest is a good start for getting over to that other settlement area.
So say we all?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Which hex are we putting our religious institute on?
In
the settlement. It's got to be in the settlement. So it's just in sanctuary is what I wrote in the details. Or is Sanctuary the name of our charter?
Sorry. I was reading things wrong.
Well, you can call Sanctuary Sanctuary. And then the next one will just be whatever town that's a part of Sanctuary. Like New York, New York. It's the capital of Sanctuary, Sanctuary.
Sure.
All right, so who's doing what for the charter week? Kyle is boosting, so he is not going to be doing anything.
Someone needs to handle the admin.
Who would admin?
That will be me.
Oh, right, Orthus, our admin in chief.
You hear me grumbling in Abyssal the entire week.
Damn people.
And that's all we can do for charter downtime activities because we don't have any resource units to spend.
Indeed. But you guys got your 300 UPBs, so
yeah, we could build some stuff.
Forgot about that.
If anyone has anything they want built.
Getting a good amount of money, I should look.
I mean, it's definitely an option. Oh, did somebody come in the stream doing racist stuff?
There's someone in the stream.
No, like freaking Mandrake said it banned somebody.
I don't know, because I try not to keep it open so I don't have the temptation to look.
Yeah, I hear you. I just happened to look and see that Mandrake blocked some stuff, some chat. Mandrake, you here?
Alex?
Are you
I
muted?
forgot to turn off my mute button on my headset.
Okay.
I was just saying, yes, they were saying weird stuff in the chat that seemed, I didn't even know what it was in reference to. It just started getting very aggressive and strange.
Yeah.
You'll see it in the auto mod.
Yeah, I see that. It just says block term, and I'm like,
yeah, well, it should also reference the chats that are in there anyway.
Okay.
It seemed an easy decision.
Yeah, good call.
Anyway, do we still have levels of unrest?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll do the assuage again to try to.
We don't have any resources.
No resources.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right. I
well.
forgot it costs
No,
resources.
we do have
it.
one. We have one.
No, we spent that.
Claiming the hex.
Oh, right. Okay, my bad.
I can't think of anything else I'd want to do right now.
I mean, we should all have, some amount of UPBs if you've been holding on to them. You could make healing serums if you needed or something else.
Yeah.
Not sure what you would want to make. I mean, we're limited to level 2 stuff.
Yeah, and at the moment we don't have like a lot of stuff also that even there, like what I'm going to do, make a new weapon, I've got like 600 UPB. So
the only thing I can think as a caster you might be interested in making are spell gems.
Yeah, that's true.
Our finder scrolls.
Yeah. No, I know.
Speed suspension doesn't stack with quick movement, right?
What kind of bonuses did they give?
It says increases your land movement by 10. It doesn't say. That's why I was asking.
Oh.
You know what? Let me look on methods instead of in here.
Extra speed from these augmentations is treated as an enhancement bonus.
Yeah, so they don't stack. So there's no use for me getting those.
All right, 15% chance of an event.
Oh yeah, I gotta do that thing. Where's the thing? Here we go. Event table.
Well, I mean, you got to find out if an event occurs first. Only a 15% chance right now.
Oops.
Sounds like somebody rolled
rolled a 4.
Nice.
Brian, can you make me a synaptic accelerator?
Yes. A level 2 or less?
No, it's a level 3.
Guess what happened this month?
Not. Okay. Do we have more flooding?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Awesome.
Give me a D8.
What about the TN thingy? Did we not have enough?
Oh wait,
for this one?
TN. What's your number?
Well, it's still going to be a threshold number of 1.
So
and technology is 1. So we will just ignore your flooding this month.
All right, fine. I was looking forward to getting you some flooding. Okay, so if
would actually benefit us.
There's a benefit.
If
actually,
technology is less than the TN, increase unrest by 1d8. If technology is equal or greater than the TN, decrease unrest by 1d4. So is it equal?
It's equal.
All right. So you guys actually lost some unrest by 3.
3. Unrest is at 1. That's a good deal.
Look at that. So there was flooding, but you guys have managed to do good things, and
we knew what happened last time, and we were able to deal with it properly this time.
Exactly. Look at you guys. You guys are like freaking awesome. All right. So 7 days of wonderful charter time. It is now the 8th of Erastus.
Let's say we all. I'm kind of curious about those deep mountain hexes down there.
Yeah, those.
Or some of those hills coming into the mountains.
Pretty hilly.
I mean, this looks like a road or a dry riverbed right here.
Mm-hmm. Probably. Or a small tributary.
Something.
If only you didn't recon on the area.
We could finish up the north since there's only 2 spots above us. And then head south and do that.
Sure.
All right, so how many to get there? Because you have 6. So is it 1, 2, 3, 4 just to get there?
3, 4 to get to the first one, and then 1 to recon, and 1 to get to the other one.
To the edge.
Or to the edge.
Yep. So the 9th of Erastus. You enter
1 to enter, and 1 to recon.
So that is successfully reconnoitered.
Nothing cool there.
Negative. Beautiful, beautiful landscape, though. Doesn't look like anything's touched this thing in hundreds of years. Now, where do you want to go?
What's up with these black hexes over here?
Those are the charter area east that are not available to you yet, because you have to explore all these before I even open it up.
So I can't even drive through there.
I mean, you can. It's just you're not going to stay there.
Is it a plains hex?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Okay.
Let me
don't worry about it.
I can look up the book if you'd like.
We can go around. I mean, it doesn't do us any really good. We will travel into the forest and camp there for the night, because that'll be all of our APs.
Okay.
And then
the 10th of Erastus.
Let's see.
Because if you look at the book, you can't even see those hexes because the image is cropped out by the border of the page.
Yeah, they used a thing to fill in the map. Sure. Alrighty then. I guess we'll just head southward. Let's see if we go into the settlement. Does the settlement count as requiring any APs? Maybe one.
Just the one.
So it's 3 to get in there. $5 to get on the water. And then I don't know that we can camp on the water.
I don't see why not.
All right. The next morning, we would move into the next hex.
Which one?
Just keep going that way.
Which way? Which direction are you headed?
Southwest.
Okay, so it's what, 2?
That's 1 because we did 1
Yep.
up there, and then 2 to get into the next one would be 3, and then 2 and 1 to recon. Just keep going southwest. Follow this river valley. It looks like.
So here?
Yeah, and recon that one.
Okay, and that would be the day. Okay, so it's now the 12th of Erastus.
Yep. Nothing special there. Just keep going southwest, I guess.
It's up to you guys. You're driving, though.
I mean, I'm driving, but I'm listening. No one's saying anything.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, no, it's fine.
I just don't want to hog all the excitement.
I think at this point, Fult's mostly like, okay, we're ready for like the next thing. You know what I mean? We want something different.
I'm good with going to the southwest, and then we can continue to take up the north.
Clear to the northwest afterwards.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Okay, so we're here. I forget, was that morning or?
This is morning to midday here.
Okay, you're gonna reconnoiter it.
Yep.
Reconnoiter complete.
All right, I guess we'll check the hills to the west.
All right, and then that takes you to the next day.
Trying to remember.
I don't remember, honestly.
I don't. I think
I got distracted.
Let's see. We had the one near the lake. We did this one and this one today. So I think we were able to move in, but I don't think we were able to reconnoiter or recon this hex yet. So we recon the next morning.
So the 13th of Erastus is a 6th day. Okay, let me go ahead. There's actually something cool here.
Uh-oh, something's happening.
No, it's nothing bad, probably. Mountain Pass. This is amid the mountains that comprises most of this hex. A broad and welcoming pass allows for easy portage through intimidating rifts and peaks. The pass features a gentle slope on the north side, with a slightly steeper slope leading into the hills in the south. A few streams provide ample water, and evergreens that blanket the forest and nearby are less common here, so the site is fairly clear. Steep slopes to the east and west serve as natural barriers for defense, and a short but strenuous climb to the top of the nearby bluff gives an unparalleled view of the surrounding area, making it an ideal spot for a watchtower. This is the third area that was ideal for construction at the beginning.
Yep.
Lands to the south of this mountain range belong to the neighboring charter Plowstaff.
But that's not off our map. That's part of our charter.
South of the mountain range.
Time to go to war.
So anything from over here and down is going to be a part of their charter, technically.
I'm all for war.
I was kidding. I'm not going to war. This was the Plowstaff.
Yes.
Do we potentially want to go to that charter and just say hi? Not necessarily a bad thing to be friendly with our neighbors.
So 13th, you guys are gonna go ahead and reconnoiter this hex. Nothing special. It's just a potential settlement site.
Yep, done. Head northwest.
Let me draw something real quick. J. Alrighty, hold on. Okay, so that's what? It's the morning, it's the day of the 13th. It takes, what, 3 to travel there?
2 to travel there.
How many got left?
3.
Okay, that's...
So we can recon, and then we can travel to a new hex.
Or which hex would you like to travel to? Okay. So you travel there, and it is now the day of 14th. Shoot.
And we can recon that hex.
No, you will not.
Oh. Well, that's what we would be doing that morning.
Yes. You're doing your recon stuff. Okay, this hex is both forested and mountainous. Wait. Am I in the right freaking one?
I don't know.
I don't know either. That's what I'm asking. That's weird.
I'll be right back.
It's south of the river.
I understand that. Okay,
Certainly looks like plains to me.
Well, it does to me too, but not according to this thing. This thing says it's both forested and mountainous. To the west, where the peaks of the mountain rise to dizzying heights, fallen logs and treacherous slopes make for a challenging terrain to traverse. This terrain in this area is so hard to navigate that it's impossible to drive any wheeled vehicle through this area or use any but the most sure-footed mounts.
So we can't recon this hex or drive through it.
You can drive through it, but well, you can bring your truck with you, like your Iron Man suit.
Well,
right?
yeah, I can shrink it down. It can follow me, but we can't use 6 AP here.
No, you most certainly cannot.
So we probably could not get into this hex yesterday.
No.
So we walked our happy butts in here for 1 AP this morning.
Yes, the morning of the 14th of Erastus. So as you guys are reconnoitering this area, how many action points do you guys get now on foot?
We can reconnoiter. We can recon it tomorrow on the 15th.
Oh God! All right, so
you have 1 AP on foot.
Oh, it sucks. It's now the 15th.
Yeah, isn't it a good thing that we actually brought this truck, considering what that is?
Like, could you imagine if we had to walk the whole way? All those other peasants.
Right.
It's taken them months and months and months just to do a quarter of what we've done.
So it'll take us the entirety of the 15th to recon this hex.
Okay, as you do that, you're exploring the region of fallen logs and difficult slopes. You need to give me a survival check.
Okay, is it possible to do it thoroughly so that we can get access?
I need you to give me a survival check into the dice tray.
You want one from each of us or just one?
Everybody in the tower.
Everybody? Okay.
The tower?
Go back one sec.
Tower. Oh, it's 3 people.
At least Katya has some decent bonuses to that.
Indeed. Just waiting for Fairbanks and Orthus to roll it into the tower.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. Wait, what am I rolling again?
Survival.
Yeah, I know. I was looking for the second. Wait a second. There we go. Sorry.
Okay. Now for Orthus.
I don't know what I rolled, though. I hate that.
Doesn't matter. You can't do anything about it anyway.
That's true. That's true.
Or do you have some way to do something about it?
Not that I'm aware of.
Aren't you the one that controls reality?
I don't know if I have something I can do at the moment. I guess let's see. Could Paradigm Shift do anything about it?
No.
No, it can't. Oh yeah, no. The only one I have right now is I have thwartability at the moment.
Orthus, are you back?
Or muted.
Or muted, maybe.
Did you have to go AFK? Forget to push the button.
I hate buttons. Pushing on my buttons, babe. I say nothing.
If you need the role, you could just make it for him.
No, I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna skip him. Okay. Isle and Fairbanks. While you guys are exploring, you see boot prints crisscrossing the area that are fresh.
Those sons of bitches. We gotta kill some poachers.
Okay.
Poachers?
You're
What?
able
What do
to.
you mean?
You guys, Fairbanks is easily able to follow these, are able to lead, are able to follow the trail, should you choose to do so.
100%.
Can we examine the footprint and determine what may have made it?
You, well, not you, but Fairbanks, you're fairly
once it's
sure.
pointed out.
No, it's not clear enough, but they are definitely humanoid-sized boot prints crisscrossing the area. However, Fairbanks is able to go ahead and determine a pattern that would allow him to follow them.
Fantastic.
Lead the way, friend.
Should you wish to do that.
All right.
Let's do it.
Yes, I suppose we'd better.
Okay, so you crisscross
This is
this
the
area.
first interesting thing that's happened in 2 months.
I know,
Let's
you're
find
like,
them.
damn it, it's been weeks since we've seen anything. You succeed, and you go, okay, eventually the tracks, after a couple hours of following the tracks, you find a makeshift shelter of branches leaning against fallen logs.
All right. Do we have a map?
Well, yeah. You're on the map.
Oh wait, there we are. I am? Oh no, this is the.
We do not have an encounter map yet.
That's what I meant. The
No,
encounter
no,
map.
no.
That's what
Do
I
you
meant.
want me to give you an encounter map? I can do that.
No, that's not necessary. A perception check to examine the.
Can we observe this makeshift
Area?
shelter? from a
Yes.
distance?
You most certainly can. Do you have like some kind of optics or something?
I've got 2
Yes.
eyeballs. I mean,
Well,
I don't have any long distance optics. I
Oh,
mean,
okay.
can I examine, or I mean, not examine, but see if there's anyone present at the site before we approach it?
There's currently
Yeah.
nobody at the. There's no people at the shelter. However,
Not appear to be creatures. Okay.
you do see in that there appears to be like a small padded like tree foliage type of like nest, you might say, that's like that's been artificially constructed in there, like if somebody would, like if they wanted to like make like a like something soft for an animal to lay on or something, like leaves and shit.
Does anyone see anything hiding or any traps?
Give me a perception.
Absolutely.
Into the tower.
Into
Don't
the
want any more of
tower.
that one.
That one didn't count.
Sure it doesn't. Orthus.
Yes.
You see 3 baby spider goats.
Nah.
The 3 spider good babies?
3 baby spider goats. Not the dead
Are
ones.
they like off to the side in the middle of the road?
No, they're inside the shelter, inside the little nest.
Oh.
with soft fur and little nubs for horns.
Feeling this is the mama and papa are going to be coming back soon.
No. This is a makeshift shelter, as it was created. It was constructed by a person.
By something
By
humanoid.
a person? Oh.
Yes.
We should keep a lookout, and I'll go deal with the animals.
What do you
I
mean
will
deal
float
with
up.
I've got an animal trainer's kit.
It'll be over soon.
I mean, I guess we should just approach cautiously.
Before approaching, I'd like to detect magic.
Are spider goats magic?
No. How does detect magic work? Does it detect items?
You detect all magic spells, effects, items, and objects.
In what range?
It is a 60-foot cone.
Oh, yeah. It's some magic. It's some minor magic.
All right. Use it around to determine if one of those faint magics is a spell, a magic item, or other effect.
Probably an item.
Does it be where can I kind of detect it from?
From the area of the goats.
There's a magic item over there, guys.
Oh, how fascinating!
Brian is already floating closer, but at a height of about 15 feet.
As you get closer, freaking out of the various foliage comes a lens. Zorian.
Which one?
Who's that one again?
Let me try to like.
Let's see. We've got. Nope.
Alan Zorian. He's the non-binary bone
That's
trooper.
the bone trooper guy.
Ah, that's right.
He's the Eoxian scout. He approaches you guys, and it's funny because you guys haven't seen him back at the camp. Every time you've been back there, you haven't seen him. So either he's been out or he's just been doing something. And he's like, "Hey," and
long time. What you got going on here?
He his little bony smile. He appears to be happy to see you.
What you got there?
Hold on. This guy's little bony smile. He's a happy guy to see you guys. He's like, I am deeply pleased to see you, but I am also deeply chagrined. Chagrined.
Mm-hmm.
His bony jaw clicking from side to side. I have had a desperately unlucky time of it. I was exploring a fallen log and had the most curious structure, like a piece of modern art from back on Eox. But I stumbled, and several of the logs nearly crushed the unlife out of me. When I was able to finally free myself, I found that I have lost my bearings. My beta pad was damaged. Well, and here we are. I was hoping these creatures might lead me out of here, but I think they're possibly broken. They have not gone anywhere.
We ran across these creatures in the mountains.
Yeah, did anybody have life science?
Yeah.
I think most of us do.
That's what I'm here for.
Brian is a natural 20 there. Yeah, these are like baby goats that were probably just born a couple days ago, and they appear to be extremely hungry, defenseless, and probably going to die if they don't get some attention.
Who's got the goat's milk? Let's attend to the baby goats while we're talking to this guy.
So
all right.
Yeah, so like the what happened was probably their mother probably died somewhere. And home slice here ran across the goats.
This is an extremely treacherous bit of land around here.
Ask me about the magic item.
I would take it as an utmost personal favor if you would not mention this embarrassment to the other settlers. I am a much better scout than this, and it's just embarrassing and unfortunate that this has happened.
Yes,
I'll roll a natural
yes.
one now and again.
These things happen. Now, I should tell you, we discovered there may have been something of benefit to the colony in this particular area that was setting off a magical aura. Have you seen it?
Oh, hold on. My wife needs me. What?
Oh yeah. Ellen said.
I need to go carry my daughter. I'll be right back.
Oh, very well.
Okay.
He has apparently buried one of the goats. It happens to men out by themselves in the wilderness.
Oh, yeah. So, Allens, tell us about your new bride. Oh, may I meet the new Mrs. Zorian?
We'll have to tell him about Balco back at the settlement.
That's right.
There's a new undead for him to be buddy with.
Unless the magic item we find is something that he like pointed at the settlement to like start making new undead.
I don't see that as the case.
I don't either, but it would be a fun wrinkle.
Did you guys see what I put in Discord?
Ooh.
What you got there? A smoothie? This poor guy's been out here for like 3 months.
Yeah.
He must be a good scout to still be alive.
Well, he's undead. He doesn't need to eat and drink.
That's true.
Like it even says in the bio thing of him, he specifically goes on about the fact that he doesn't need that.
It's a shame he slipped on some logs. I mean, all he had to do was go north a little bit and follow the river back to the lake.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Now, what were you saying about the magic thing?
We were asking him about the magic aura that we noticed.
Oh, he's like, I just have an amulet that helps me with my scouting. Are any of you happen to be a tech savvy person?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I can't for the life of me fix my data pad. I would love it if one of you could take a look at it.
Hand it over.
Immediately move over to grab the data pad.
Okay, give me engineering.
What type of engineering check?
Engineering.
Well, I've got like 50 different bonuses to checks for engineering.
3.
All right, Orthus, not. Yeah, you look at it, you don't know what to do. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, it's broken.
What have you done to this thing? See, Brian.
You see, you have to connect the thingamajig with the whatchamacallit,
Brian,
and then you get the power through things.
How did he even connect that?
Fix it. He's like, yeah, oh, wow, thanks, Brian. I really appreciate you fixing this. Hey, if you didn't know, there's like an area around here that had some golden blooms. I saw them on when I was doing my thing, doing my scouting.
Yeah, we harvested those 2 months ago and have made inroads with the Nightwood charter run by the Xenowardens already.
Well, dang. Let me upload my survey data to you guys. Maybe it'll help you guys out.
That'd be great.
Also, in the northwest of here, there's like this giant, like stone pillar. You guys seen that?
Yep.
Oh man.
I call Eco 2 for it. Yeah, normally we get around in this guy. He gets bigger and it's a little bit faster than walking.
Oh, okay. Well, you gotta be careful to the east of here, okay? Because there's a bunch of like stag bears there. And I don't want you guys to get run over by them. They're pretty nasty.
Stag bears.
Your mounts?
That sounds interesting.
Yeah, they're pretty.
I heard mounts. Anyone else hear mounts?
Could we tame them, do you think?
I don't know. They're pretty angry. They're pretty hostile.
Oh, sorry. Wrong word. I heard XP.
We don't do XP.
I know.
Because if you're going to scout the east area out, just make sure you give them a wide berth because they're pretty skittish and that's a very large herd. Like think stampede herd.
Did we establish what was going on with this? Whatchamacallit?
Spider goats?
No, magic item.
It's an amulet he has that helps him scout sometimes.
Okay, I'm sorry, I missed that for a second. Somehow that I got mixed up with the data pad discussion.
Well, if you head back up north towards that pillar, you should be able to follow the river to the lake, and the settlement's just on the other side.
Oh, thank you so much for helping me out here. Hold on a second, guys. Trying to find something. Of course, why would it like not help me out here? Where's this damn thing? Image items. Well, he goes ahead and he's like, you know what? Thank you for giving me orientated. I'm going to give you guys my amulet. It's an amulet of camouflage. So
can I add that to the truck?
Yeah, you can. I don't know if that works for the truck, but
yeah,
that would be sweet. Have the truck all camouflage itself as it's driving through the forest.
I'm trying to find something here. Amulet of camouflage. Here we go. I'm going to dump it into the parcel. There you go. So I dumped it in the party sheet.
When they came the last month.
Well, nifty. It's not actually very helpful. We move as a group after all.
Yeah.
Well, it's useful for him. He just said that's a thank you.
Yeah, I think it would probably be better for him to keep that.
No, it's like no. You helped me fix my data pad, and I appreciate you. So here you go. I'll get a new one.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Has anything been happening back at the settlement the past couple 4 or 5, 6 weeks?
There's a new undead.
What?
Oh yeah, Balco. He had an issue with some bizarre deep space transmission. Turned him into a corpse folk.
No shit.
No, not anymore. Not since he became a corpse folk.
His bony laugh. His bony jaw laugh. Okay. Like, well, I'm gonna go get back to scouting and make my way back to the sanctuary. Thank you so much.
Take care. Look out for the logs.
Before he goes, I'll upload the information that we have on the map so that it doesn't take him as long or anything.
That's so kind of you. He's like, holy crap, you guys really have been busy. What do I even do here?
Right.
You're here to make sure nothing changes while we're working on other things.
Oh, I like the way you think. Thanks for making a man. Thanks for making a person feel useful.
Useful.
Well, stag bears, anyone?
Not stag bears. Oh yeah, stag bears.
Yeah, I guess that's where we're going.
When he says like, "Oh, you're gonna go hop in the truck eventually when you leave his hex."
Yeah, well, it's gonna take us tomorrow to leave the hex.
All right, so the 16th of Erastus.
Then the morning of the 17th, we can actually enter the other hex with our truck.
Indeed. As you were getting here, he was not kidding. When he says herds of stag bears, I'm talking like dances of wolves, like freaking herds of stag bears.
Sounds like a resource.
It's like,
we'll be careful though.
Like they will like you get a feeling that if you piss them off or you startle them, they will run your truck over.
We will drive slow.
They're easily avoided, but it is like a Dances with Wolves large freaking ginormous horde of stag bears.
You can come back here with more firepower and deal with them later.
I guess, but they're just here.
Come back and try and capture some and train them as mounts.
Okay.
Maybe in the future.
All right. So how many?
Well, we've used 2, so we can move to the next hex to the east.
How many?
That'll use 2 more, and then we can recon.
Hold on. Okay.
And that leaves us with 1 to prepare for traveling that way.
Okay, hold on. While you're doing this hex, this rolling prairie has thick grass, low hills, and numerous berry bushes. The highest point in this hex is a modest hill made of gray granite flecked with mica. Its composition is same as the stone needles in area D, so where you guys found that giant pillar, and the sinkhole. So the modest hill is made of gray granite flecked with mica.
Flecked. All right.
Anybody got some physical science?
Can I get some physical science on that?
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
Give to me some tower action. Ooh, Brian. Is that it? Only where one person has physical science?
Finding it. Hold on.
You want that in the...
Katia. You realize the stone isn't out of place here. It belongs here. Unlike the other areas where it was like weird. Okay. And there is a flat side of this hill, and it's very smooth. But that's all you get from it. It's just like, it looked like it was just unnaturally smooth.
Doesn't look to be hiding a door or passage, does it?
Nothing you can tell. It just happens to be strangely smooth. It's like a nice little curiosity.
Neat.
Yes, very curious.
And that takes that thing. So then you guys are moving?
Yeah, to the edge of the border.
And then the next day, the 18th.
Oh, looking at the 18th. So let's see. We will.
What will we do?
That way.
You have not reconnoitered this hex, have you? No, you have not.
Yeah, we have.
No, you have not.
We have, in fact.
No, you haven't. I'm telling you, I'm clicked on it and there's nothing there.
We drove down that one. That's the dry river valley I kept talking about.
Bro, there's nothing there.
That's the way we went when we came from town.
Yeah,
and
I'm
we
looking at
recon these hexes.
I don't. Shit. I'm telling you, the one. Stupid map. You guys are right here. There was nothing.
Correct.
There was nothing there. There's just no red. There's no yellow.
That one,
there.
yes, that one has not been reconned. That one needs to be reconned.
Oh, that's yeah, because you got the board from the one around it, I guess. Yeah.
So we come in there in the morning, and then recon in the morning.
Okay.
And then we drive. Then we're going to drive that way. So control makes the circle, and control is my push to talk key. So
that would take you to the 19th, correct?
Yeah, getting in there uses up all of our AP, and so we'd have to recon this hex in the morning.
So the morning of the 19th, you reconnoiter that hex. All appears to be nice in this little hilly area.
Wonderful. We'll head east.
And are you able to reconnoiter this hex in one day?
Yes.
Okay. And that's where we're going to go ahead and stop it for the evening.
Wonderful.
Because there is an event here. There is an event here. And I want to make sure we do it justice when we get back.
All right. So
fair enough.
We got up, we reconned, we left. And so we've used up 3 action points of that day.
So next game would be the 19th of February. And
that's pretty iffy for you.
Assuming, well, she's not due until her due date technically wasn't until the first week of March. But we're going to get slice and dice and yank it out before that. So, because you don't want it to accidentally come. Wouldn't be good for him. So the 23rd is when she's scheduled for surgery. So I mean, I would say it's probably going to happen the 19th, but I'll keep you guys up to date about what's going on.
Play it by ear.
Does anybody have any questions?
Not that I can think of.
Is everybody okay with the 19th, assuming something doesn't happen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, now
I can't think of any.
The 5th is going to be iffy for me because on the
really?
Oh yeah, on the 4th I'm getting my vas deferens severed.
Good for you.
And
hey, let's just Mike, let's just call the 5th right now.
Okay.
Because I'll be at a convention.
Okay, that's great.
There you go.
So it looks like the 19th, and then for the March,
and then the 19th,
19th, then 19th. So that my kid will be a little bit older by then, and hopefully I'll be able to get some time to do stuff. So definitely the 19th in 2 weeks. Okay.
All right, sounds good.
All right, you wonderful
Take care,
adventurers.
everyone.
Thank you for coming, and tune in next time for when you guys are going to do a mysterious event.
Before you hang up, Mike, do you want to learn how to fix Scrove's weapon?